Hello YouTube, and welcome to the first of a short series of route learning videos across the West Anglia Main Line route, available from the Steam workshop. We will be driving a service from Bishops Stortford to Broxbourne in a class 317, and the total route mileage today is 13 miles. As mentioned before, I'm driving a class 317, and the class 317 were built in two subclasses, or two batches as you'd like to call, between 1981 and 1986. The batch of 317s we are driving today are the first batch, which were built between 1981 and 1982, built in York and Derby. Now the class 317 consists of 4 coaches. We've got a driving trailer, a motor coach, a non-driving trailer, and a driving trailer at the end. And the motors are GC G315BZ. Now I've got the technical information. Let's now get to setting up the train. So as you can see, we have arrived at Bishops Stortford. We are now taking the train back out towards Stratford. So first thing we need to do is go into the cab and key in. So we need to put your master key in on neutral. Make sure the TPWS is illuminated, and then cancel the TPWS and AWS. Now drivers in real life normally leave it for a couple of seconds at the TPWS to make sure the TPWS is working. Secondly, what we need to do is now set our operation into DOO and open the doors, pressing T and O here. Now that we've opened the doors, we need to set up the GSMR and the destination. So we are train 2 Sierra 25, so 2 Sierra and then 2 5, and we are at signal number 498. So once we've registered the GSMR, should give us the correct head code for our journey to Sierra 25. Next we need to set up our destination. So as I said before, the train's destination was set to Bishops Stortford. So now we need to change it to Stratford by pressing 00243. Always make a bit of a cock up. And that's set to Stratford. Don't know why I did that. But now we need to set up our lights. So H for headlights, J for marker lights, and K for the tail lights. And then we need to do a brake test. So set our brake into emergency, and then go into full service. Step 2, step 1, but don't release the brakes. Now go back into step 2, full service, and step 2. May also add that we have a 2-tone horn controlled by the spacebar and B key. I'm totally not trying to rip off PTGRail. Anyway, now with the cab setup, what we need to do is now reset the DRA as we have a clear signal, and now enjoy a brief moment at Bishops Stortford before departure. The starting speed limit out of Bishops Stortford, platform 3, is 20 miles per hour, but we'll shortly be going up to 50 miles per hour once we have cleared the points. But before we go up to 50 miles per hour, let's perform a brake test by going into step 2. This is known as a running brake test, and losing 10 miles per hour before releasing the brakes. As you see, our brake test has gone well, and we can now accelerate to 50 miles per hour. To the left side of us is Bishops Stortford carriage sidings and loop. I'm not going to blow the horn here because in real life there isn't actually a whistle board here anymore. There are a couple of whistle boards on this route which aren't actually portrayed in today's West Anglia Main Line, so I will be ignoring those whistle boards. Anyway, we are now moving on to 70 miles per hour, but we haven't accelerated to 50 miles per hour, so we can keep accelerating. And we have passed Twyford Road level crossing. Now approaching Pig Lane overbridge and approaching Forley overbridge, which used to be a level crossing. We're now approaching an 80 miles per hour speed board. We will be passing Gilston level crossing. Now that we've passed the speed board, we may continue to 80 miles per hour. The whistle board here for Fowler's level crossing. This is a user worked crossing. In real life, drivers tend to blow one tone, which is the high tone, or the low tone, whichever area is less dense. We are now approaching Spellbrook crossing. Past Spellbrook crossing. Up to speed, shouldn't be doing that. Too distracted talking. Real life I'll probably get bollocking. Now we are passing Tedentbury level crossing. We now don't have that much distance to Sawbridgeworth. I realise I'm not the greatest of commentators. I'm going to try and expand my route knowledge to others. It's a good idea. Just after that signal, after Tedentbury level crossing, we're now braking for Sawbridgeworth station. Now about to pass over the River Stort. We'll be passing over the River Stort a numerous amount of times across our journey, and I have broken too soon. And now approaching Sawbridgeworth. Sawbridgeworth can accommodate 12 coaches. So now we come in about 40 miles per hour to the ramp. Now going to brake in step 2. Ease off our braking a little bit as we're approaching the end of the platform. Normally drivers actually have a bit more knowledge where to stop, but as I'm not a real train driver, I can't really say anything. And we have now just about stopped in the right place. Sawbridgeworth level crossing. and the next station is Harlow Mill. In between Harlow Mill we have two level crossings, Roberts number 1 and Roberts number 2. After this curve, we are going to be braking for Harlow Mill. So just around this curve coming up is our braking point for Harlow Mill. Here, approaching Old Road Bridge. Come to the tongue nicely. As you can see at Harlow Mill, there's a staggered platform, so both platforms are on opposite sides of each other. Just going to leave the braking for a slight moment, and now coming into the platform I'm going to use a step 2 application. We approach the ticket office at Harlow Mill and the old signal box. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have used that much braking. In real life, drivers wouldn't have broke like I did. But we're now approaching the end of the platform. And we have stopped in about the right position. You can see the Harlow Mill aggregate terminal to our left, and just approaching is one of the daily aggregate trains from Harlow Mill running to Acton. Have approximately a mile and a half towards Harlow Town now. Just past the up and down goods loops. I need to add that the goods loops are not electrified either. Just passing over the riverway. Now, normally if you're driving a train going into the up loop at Harlow, you'd be starting to brake around now, but as we are not, start to brake just about here, this AWS magnet towards Lima 1116. Now approaching a footbridge. We are now approaching Harlow Town station. Ease off braking, and then just reapply a bit of braking as we pass on this canopy. Just ease off the brake a little bit, and we want to stop just around this gantry here. Although in the route it's actually, the stop marker is actually before here for some reason. Here we are, Harlow Town. Departing Harlow Town, our starting speed limit is still 80 miles per hour. We have approximately 3 miles to go until Roydon Station. Just passed under the A414 5th Avenue Bridge. Now approaching Harlem Mill Road Bridge. Do apologise about the dog in the background as well. Harlem Meads crossing. Now about to approach Camps Level Crossing, which is a user worked crossing. Now passing an unnamed level crossing. Sorry, that was Old Lane Crossing, and we now have a 70 mile per hour speed limit coming up. We're going to brake just about here for Roydon. So just after this signal, after the warning, as we are braking for Roydon, don't need to bother about doing just 70. May have applied my brakes a bit too late. Coming to Roydon. Just reduce the braking a little bit. Roydon is also another station with staggered platforms, just like Harlow Mill. I'm coming a bit too slow, but I think I'll just about make it. Normally this is bad train handling. Just stopped in the right position. passing Roydon Station, we now have approximately 3 miles until Broxbourne. There is also an upcoming neutral section, which we must note and actually shut off power before passing through the neutral section. May add the neutral section is approximately 1.5 miles from Roydon Station on the up. Passing Roydon Marina. We have a speed limit change to 90 miles per hour, however we won't be able to accelerate to 90 miles per hour due to the neutral section approaching right about now. Here's the neutral section. We've got to make sure we don't take any power until the rear unit has passed the neutral section, which we now have. We're now about to pass over the River Lee, and we have a cautionary signal which will route us on to the up passenger loop at Broxbourne, and we are now approaching Broxbourne Junction, where trains to and from Hertford East diverge. This is Essex Road overbridge, replacing Essex Road level crossing. Now past this AWS, we're now going to brake, ready for a 50 mile per hour diversion onto the up passenger loop. However, we are going to slow a bit more, as in real life the signal on the up passenger loop is actually a approach control signal. I mean, we have to pass it, well, run at a reduced speed before passing the signal. But I think I did apply my brakes a bit too soon. The up passenger loop also diverges onto the goods loop, which you can see a 20 mile per hour speed limit approaching on our left. We're now approaching the old carriage sidings. So in real life, if you'd be going about 30 miles per hour, the signal will clear. Now we have a 40 mile per hour limit, but I'm now going to brake significantly more, as in real life there is also a TPWS over speed sensor. You have to make sure that your speed isn't exceeding 20 miles per hour, or your emergency brakes will apply. I can't talk today. I haven't done commentary for a very long time. I'm too used to talking in a ticket office. But as we're approaching the end of the platform here at Broxbourne, I'd like to thank you very much for watching this route learning video, and hopefully there will be another one, potentially from Cheshunt to Stansted Airport or the other direction. But now we have arrived at Broxbourne, we now need to set our DRA, and we are now being relieved by another driver. So thank you very much for watching. I've been the West Anglian, and I hope you have a very good day.